3, 2, 1. Hopefully going live any second.
Alright, hopefully.
The never-ending waiting game.
Yeah. It's always a mystery. I think we're live now,
The
though.
never-ending waiting game. Oh god, echo. Oh no.
Uh-oh. Oh, no.
Oh no. That's never fun to hear. I'm not a fan.
Yeah.
Never a fan. So, back again.
Yeah. A day later than usual, but that's okay.
Almost 2 days later, but
Almost.
I was sabotaged by pants.
Yeah, so, it's a bad issue to have.
Yeah.
Pants sabotage is the worst kind of sabotage.
Listen, when you work in an office and your pants, the button comes off and they won't stay done up, and you don't have a belt at the moment, and you have 3 more hours of shift left, and then you have to bus home.
Yeah.
I jerry-rigged it with alligator clips, but it was not pretty, and it was not fun, and it was definitely not comfortable. I'm going to have, like... I'm pretty sure, like, part of my skin is just, like, ripped from where I was rubbing, because it's, like, hard, sharp plastic.
Oof. Yeah. That's no good.
living that professional business life, god damn.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was my Gretzko moment of the week.
Yeah.
Still have to watch that.
Yeah. I keep thinking about watching it. It's on Netflix, and I don't really watch Netflix anymore.
Fucking Netflix, yeah. I started watching Children of the Whales, and that's about it. And I haven't gotten back since the con. I do need to watch more of that, though. I need more Juggalos, damn it. Shaggy Two Dope is my waifu. God. Is that even a real guy's name? Is that a real Juggalo? Or is that just something I, like, vaguely remember from Homestuck? I don't even know.
No, he's one of the dudes in
Insane Clown Posse?
group. Yeah.
Okay, that's who I thought. That's who I thought. Shaggy Two Dope and the other guy.
Oh, I have no idea.
Motherfucking miracles, dude.
Violent J. That's it.
Violent J the Clown.
Yeah.
God damn. I actually fucking love... Like, that's just such a funny concept to me. Just...
Yeah.
Oh, hey, I'm gonna hire a clown for my kid's birthday. What's your name? I'm Violent J. My party trick is making your wallet disappear. Here's a gun.
That would be a difficult mistake to make. Try and hire clowns and accidentally get ICP at your birthday.
God, that would be something else.
Yeah. Did you hear about the thing a couple, like, months ago at this point where one of them, their, like, son or daughter, their child, like, ordered a fursuit and it was really low quality? Yeah. And they, like, made a video about it. That was so good.
Yeah, they were, like, shaming the creators, even though they bought it off, like, some shady website. I mean, at least, like, he's supporting his kids' endeavors and not being like, furry, that's disgusting. I mean, it would be hard to do that when you literally have a Clown-sona, so...
Yeah.
Fucking Clown-sonas. What's your Clown-sona?
Oh.
That's the title of the episode. What's your Clown-sona?
Oh, no.
Oh,
no.
Yes.
Oh, anyway, anime.
Anime. Yeah, that's why we're here, isn't it?
So, yeah. It's been a light news week this week.
And by light news week, we mean we haven't paid attention to the news, so who knows?
Yeah. Yeah.
We got...
Yeah. So this first one is, apparently there's going to be more Ghost in the Shell anime, which apparently was announced April of last year. And then just had zero news attached to it at all. But now they've announced more, finally. They're saying it'll be 2 12-episode seasons. They've announced the directors. It's Kenji Kamiyama, who did Standalone Complex, and Shinji Aramaki, who has done Appleseed and a bunch of other stuff.
Yeah, he did a bunch of work on Bubblegum Crisis for the mecha designs.
Yeah, it's a good show.
I think he did something Oh yeah, he did the Harlech Space Pirate, I think the animated movie. Because yeah,
Hmm.
he's one of the pioneers of like animated sci-fi CG
Yeah.
with like Appleseed and that back when no one was doing it. And Appleseed surprisingly holds up pretty well to like current.
Yeah.
It's better than the Bears.
Oh, it's a pretty low bar, to be fair.
Yeah, but I mean, this is also like a decade old.
Yeah, true.
So I mean, yeah, he does a lot of CGI stuff for mechs.
So yeah, I hadn't heard about the new Ghost in the Shell, so this will be interesting to see, I guess.
Yeah, it'll be pretty cool. And yeah, Kenji did the standalone complex. So it's really, I'm happy that there's more stuff that's going to be in the sphere of standalone complex. Like I'm curious if this will be a new standalone complex season because as standalone complex is, it's a standalone series in the Ghost in the Shell universe,
Yeah.
kind of. Because I know um, they have those other new movies, which I still have to watch. I haven't gotten around to it yet. But like,
Yeah. Yeah.
it's so hard to tell where everything is now, like in the plot, that like just a standalone season of like a show like standalone where you don't need to have seen all the other movies would be nice, I think. A
Hmm.
lot easier to get into, which would work well for introducing new people, I think.
Yeah, it would.
I mean, the movies are always the first two movies are always the best way to introduce people, but then after that you have like the standalone complex, you have Solid State Society, you have the Arise movies, like there's a whole bunch, and it's really hard to keep track of.
Yeah. So yeah, there is nothing more on any of this yet. No release date, no time frame or anything. So probably still a year off at
I,
least.
I can't believe I forgot to mention the most confusing part of the
Hmm?
Ghost in the Shell universe, the
Oh yeah.
canonical prequel, Pandora and the
Yeah.
Crimson Shell. God fucking bless. When is season 2 of that? Just
Oh boy.
give me that right now. That's
Yeah.
all I want. Just give me season 2 of Pandora and the Crimson Shell.
That's actually the secret. Is this new Ghost in the Shell anime is going to be the sequel to that
Yeah,
sequel?
it's like what ties them together. We're gonna have
Yeah.
like Nene and Clarion just being like super gay and like meeting fucking Makoto or something. It's gonna be fucking wild. I hope
Yeah.
y'all ready. Oh shit, what if we actually, if that actually is like what happens, I don't, I'm going to flip.
Yeah.
It's gonna be
That would
awful,
be.
but fantastic.
Yeah. He's very silly.
Yeah, especially since they're supposed to be like a couple hundred years apart. I mean, they're cyborgs. It could happen.
Yeah. I mean, hey, cyborgs are wild. Yeah. And one other thing
Yes.
is so company GL Bunko is going to be getting to publish Yuri light novels in English on Amazon's Kindle Unlimited.
I hope the stream is not hearing the crackling that's going on right now in my headset. I think
Mm.
the duct tape's finally giving out.
Oh no.
Oh no. Uh, but yeah, so unfortunately it's through Amazon's Kindle Unlimited service only right now, it sounds like.
Hmm.
Um, but they have the original Japanese text and English translations.
Yeah.
Nao's Girl's Kingdom, and it's like a girl and a maid, so you know I'm gay for that shit. But there's really not a lot of light novels that come over, and I really hope that if this does well,
Hmm.
you know, more will come over and possibly get more sub-licensed have physical prints, because right now there's not much Yuri light novels. We have like Strawberry Panic. I think that's about it. Are there any
Yeah.
other
I don't know.
Yuri
That's the
light
only one I
novels?
know of.
Um,
I don't know. I feel like I've heard of light novels coming over, like a couple of things, but not much Yuri.
yeah, like light novels are starting to get more popular, but yeah, definitely not like Yuri stuff,
Hmm.
which it's all like the action stuff, like Reki Kawahara stuff that's coming over,
Yeah. Exactly.
which I am ashamed to say I have bought his work.
Mm.
the isolator seemed interesting, and after
Mm.
reading the first volume, going, this isn't bad. I'm like, oh wait, this is the Sword Art Excel World guy. Oh no,
Oh, oh no.
this is gonna get part way in, and then who knows? After the first arc is when it's always questionable.
Hmm.
Knowing Reki, oh man.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Occultic 9 came over
Huh?
too. Those light novels came over.
Oh.
DRI. It's a lot of like the sort of mystery, like adventure stuff that's
Hmm.
coming over right now for light novels, I think.
Okay.
I
Interesting.
I know previously one of the few light novels I think that I can think of that was previously brought over. I think someone did bring over what is it? I'm trying to remember the name, but it's about a girl who calls herself like uh a like literature girl or whatever, but she like reads books and eats them, and she like says she
Oh.
can taste it, and it's all like standalone like murder mysteries based on the stuff she's writing or whatever.
Mm.
It's interesting. I read a manga version of one of the arcs and it was really good. And I had to read more, and I think I saw there being like old out of print light novels that are hard to find, which I
Mm.
wanted. But yeah, it's still that mystery thing. But yeah, those I think came out like around 2010, I want to say. So they're actually quite old, and
Yeah.
it's hard to find because light novels were not popular then. Although I could be confused, it might just be the manga versions that came out.
Yeah.
But
Huh.
it's always cool to have more content coming over,
Yeah. That's good.
except for my wallet.
Yeah. Well, there is that. But other than that, yeah.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
speaking of stuff coming over, we're gonna
Hmm.
segue,
Yeah.
nailing it, into what we are watching and reading this week. And I found something really neat
Oh.
that I think I might have mentioned last week, and now I can't remember and have to check. Wait, is this the first? This is the second episode since Icon, right?
Yes.
Yes. So
Last.
I've actually, I can't remember. Last episode was on the
Last.
30th.
Yeah. No, the 31st because
31st,
we
right? We did
pushed it
Tuesday
back a day.
last week
Yeah.
as well. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to remember. Like, did I read this the day we did it or the day after? So, I found out Little Witch Academia actually has a manga.
Oh.
I found the first volume at Icon, and I was super surprised
Oh.
because I didn't even know they were printing it. And usually I'm really up to date on these things. But
Hmm.
I had no idea at all that it's coming out, so I picked it up, and it's pretty cute. The art is really nice. The cover is really nice. It's published by JY, which is part of Yen Press. I think it's like Junior Yen or something. It's like
Yeah.
a kid's imprint or something. Um, it's pretty okay. Um,
Hmm. I
I
feel like I saw a thing lately saying that the manga is ending soon, but I can't find that now.
Yes, I
Yeah.
believe it's only going to have 3 volumes, which is the same as the
Oh,
Kill la
okay.
Kill manga
Hmm.
adaptation, which only adapted like X amount.
Hmm.
Which kind of worries me because I don't like when it just adapts some and drops. But the thing I like about the Little Witch one is you definitely need to have seen the anime to read it. Like, it's not a manga for if you want to get into Little Witch. It's one for if you're already in. And it's not a
Hmm.
must-have, but it's really nice. They like cover some of the main plot line chapters just for like the basis, but then they have like a lot of the chapters are like follow-ups to episodes in the show. Like, it's like a callback that happens later, so it's like these other side stories that fit into the plot of the main show,
Hmm.
but aren't
Interesting.
necessarily like super plot reliant. So like you clearly didn't need to read them because the show's already been out without them.
Hmm.
But yeah, so that's kind of cool.
Cool. That's interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's I think there's some more manga I read. Oh
Yeah.
yeah, I caught up with the English release of Murcielago now. Volume 7 just came out, and it's caught up to where I was in the manga reading digitally. So next volume should be all new stuff for me, which I'm excited for, because that series is a wild ride, although crazy. I absolutely adore it, despite it being, like, clearly problematic as fuck.
Yeah.
I also, the creator of it did, apparently they did something for the Kaon anthology, which would be wild, but they did a chapter for the Kakegurui anthology. I think they did the first chapter in it, and it's like a retelling of the first episode in the first game between Mary and, is it Jubami? God, it's been forever since I watched it. I'm trying to remember their names. But it's just, like, really gay, but also really fucked up because Kakegurui.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I also caught up on the translations for a Cheerful Amnesia, or Brighton Amnesia, which is very gay.
Cool.
I don't like so much the way it's going. It seems to be meandering along and starting to, like, just drag, but it's still pretty cute, so I mean, I'm still gonna read it.
Yeah.
That's all the manga I read. And then I actually watched anime.
Oh.
I know, right? I finished off the last 5 episodes of Katsugeki Token Rambu. Because I just had it on in the background while cleaning, sort of.
Yeah.
It's very average.
Yeah.
Episode 10 and 11 had the most interesting plot. And then they had a bit more in the last 2 episodes, but they tried to make it so, like, grandiose that it just fell flat and was kind of awkward. It's definitely an issue of a mobile game adaptation where the plot doesn't go anywhere and it doesn't get any deeper. It's like, well, this is our setting. It's like, cool, is it going to build on it all? It's like, no, because the game doesn't either. So,
yeah,
like, we can't canonically say why these enemies are doing this or, like, anything. It's a neat setting, but without any development anywhere, it's kind of...
Yeah.
Yeah, the first half is really building up the setting, but, like, once you know it's just overplayed, and then 10 and 11 start to play on the feelings of, because they're like, swords come back from the past as people, and then going back into the past to protect history, and it starts playing with the ideas of, like, are you still loyal to, like, your original master or the new one, and, like, would you change history you're supposed to be defending to, like, give them a better life and stuff? And it starts playing a lot on, like, loyalty between characters and their motivations, which was nice, but, like, they need to have built the characters up a tiny bit more, I think, for that. There was too many characters, which is an issue, again, of gacha game adaptations. Yeah. It's not as many characters as the slice of life Hanamaru, but I think Hanamaru is better still, because it didn't matter that there's so many characters, because there wasn't going to be a plot anyways, so it's just lighthearted jokes.
Yeah.
Whereas Hanamaru is definitely something made for fans of the game. This was more made to drag fans into the game, which is very clear by that, and it's not as great. I think I rated this lower than Schoolgirl Strikers, which is also another atrocious gacha game adaptation, but at least had plot. Because that game actually has plot, but... Even so Kantai Collection had better plot than this, I think, because they at least... Well, this has a number of missions in this ongoing war. They never explain more about the war. It doesn't, like, have any conclusion. Whereas in Kantai Collection, they establish that war going on there. And they don't really build past it too much, but the entire anime is based around one big naval operation. That's like continuing on in the background, and then it does have a conclusion at the end, which is the conclusion of this specific operation the whole thing's centered on, so at least gives cohesion and, like, a climax and, like, finality to the current plot, which Katsugeki just doesn't have.
Yeah.
Though I think there's supposed to be a season 2. Or there was, or something, maybe that's why I don't know, but...
I think there's a new Token Ranbu something related to that coming out.
That's it. There's a movie.
Okay.
Unless if it's a recap movie, it might be. You never know.
Who could say?
Yeah, there's a movie coming. There is season 2 of Hanamaru, which I need to watch still.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot. Hey, Zoku Token Ranbu Hanamaru. It was kind of refreshing that they focused on other characters that weren't the main ones for uh, Hanamaru, because Hanamaru really was selling like the pretty boy aesthetic. And of course all the characters are, but they took a step back and tried to focus on some more of the like... They tried to have a bit more cohesion in like how the like history between some of the swords on the same team would actually physically like match up, like...
Mm-hmm.
And these two guys, their masters never met, but they were alive in the same time period and were both a part of like the Meiji Restoration that is going on, but on different sides. So like there's that conflict that plays into it. So there's some interesting stuff. But
Yeah, that's cool.
yeah, overall I still gave her a 5. I talked so much about it for how low I rated it. It's okay, I won't talk about the other thing nearly as much. Oh wait,
Oh.
I missed this. There was there's 2 manga I actually missed. There's Innocent Noise, which I just read 2 chapters of some gay love triangle thing,
Mm-hmm.
which were okay. It's an
Yeah.
anthology. I don't know if I'll seek out the rest of the anthology. And
Mm-hmm.
then I found this manga. I can't remember what it's named, but it's really fucked up. It was about if people's dicks could grow back, and it's a bunch of like girls kidnapping dicks because they want
Yeah.
dicks, and they're like raising them as pets and stuff, where they're like, I wanted to keep a piece of him because he's always cheating, so it's like I don't trust my boyfriend, so if I just keep removing his dick he can't cheat on me and stuff, and it's really fucked up.
That's really weird.
Yeah, there's like a girl who knit a dick a sweater in like tiny clothes and was keeping it as a friend, and then it like got out and away and then got hit by a car.
Oh, that's not
But it's
good.
okay, it grows back. Yeah, it was weird. That was not what I was expecting to read, so there was that.
Mm-hmm.
I can find its name in like 2 seconds. But yeah, those were the things I was reading I forgot.
Yeah.
Apparently there's a new Tonari no Kyuketsuki-san chapter, so I'm gonna have to read that.
Oh.
And also a Nanoha... Ooh, I didn't know they had reflection comics for Nanoha already, so I'll have to read those. Oh yeah, I read the first chapter to a Black Lily and White Lily, which I read forever ago, but it's like, I forgot what this is. I'm gonna reread it. I'm like, oh yeah, this is really kind of messed up. It's like super ecchi.
Yeah.
Super, super ecchi. It was called Sore Watada no Senpai no Chinko. God, what a name for what a... Yeah. But yeah, Black Lily and White Lily is not good. It's weird. I don't know why that's not on my list. Oh, it is. Here we go. It's very, very lewd and ecchi. Like, extreme. It's not rated well, even for Yuri standards. It's like, and for ecchi, people are just like, no, it's... Yeah. Anyways, I also, speaking of bad Yuri, I finished Tachibana and Triangle. God, what a bad anime. What a bad adaptation. God damn.
Yeah.
It deserves worse than the 5.5 it managed to have.
Oof.
The manga is better, but god, that anime adaptation was just atrocious.
Yeah, the couple episodes of it that I had watched seemed pretty bad.
There's like a part, and I don't mean to be rude, but where one of the end credits, which like most of the animation's pretty up to par, it pretty looks okay, like the art's pretty okay. One of the end credits, one of the scenes of the white-haired girl, like it's just a still of her even, but she looks like I don't mean this as rude, but she looks like something a fan artist has drawn, because it's like got much thicker lines, much smoother. It's like it's just a clearly very different art style, so it looks super out of place. Like that's what I mean by fan artists. Like it's not the official art style. It's like someone else not involved drawing. It's so jarring to me. I'm like, what is this?
It's weird.
Yeah. it also wasn't that good, but that's not what I meant when I said fan artists. But
Yeah.
fan artists are amazing and draw really amazing work. Let
Yeah.
me throw money at you and commission you when I get a paycheck. Um, but yeah, so yeah, that's all I watched. It wasn't good. Oh wait,
Hmm?
Ruby Chibi episode. It was okay.
Yeah.
So what about you?
Well, I didn't do any reading this week, but I did watch new Harukana Receive or stuff. It was okay. That show is totally fine. It's like it's just kind of easy watching. I don't know. It's been a comfy show, I guess.
I am excited to start the manga one day. I
Yeah.
have it, but
Yeah.
I forgot to mention
Some.
I've been cleaning my room for the past 3 days. So
Hmm.
what what an adventure that's been. I've lost so much clothes. Which
Oh.
sounds like, oh, you lost in the move. No, it just keeps ripping. God.
Oh. Yeah. And I also watched the new episode Hanebado, which I think that is the sweatiest anime I've ever seen.
Did you say sweatiest?
Yeah, it's sweatiest because like they sweat a lot,
I mean,
and it's. I mean,
real.
real athletes sweat a lot
Yeah.
too. Yeah, so it's just accurate, but
I wonder if the director actually just really likes sweat.
maybe I don't know. I mean, it makes for the really good dramatic shots when it's like they do a fast movement and it goes into slow motion, so all the sweat flies off their body and it's kind of floating in the air.
They did
Yeah,
a bit of that early on in Megalobox, but then like
yeah,
slowed down. There was less of that. I remember. That's
yeah,
cool.
yeah. They do that a lot, and then they're like, well, if all the sweat is flying off of them, then they must be covered in sweat all the time. So
God,
very funny.
that just reminds me of a shit post. I'm sorry.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no.
There's a really old, infamous League of Legends Shyvana shitpost
Mm-hmm.
about sweat and body heat,
Mm.
which someone I know remade for Yang from Ruby, and it's fucking awful and cursed. And
Oh no.
you might know the one I'm talking about, but
Oh no. Maybe.
honey. Mm.
Mm, mm, I don't know. Nothing's coming to mind. But
I'll tell you after. I can't talk about it
yeah.
on stream. Like I actually, it's
Okay.
that bad.
Okay. I look forward to that then.
All
So yeah.
right.
Then I've also watched a couple more episodes of Fist of the North Star. That shit was good. They they've introduced the like Ken has three like stepbrothers that he trained with, and now he has to go defeat them all because they're all evil apparently. And it's down to a pretty cool part in the story, I think. And also it makes a lot more sense that there's like a prequel now, because now it's like, oh, there's all of this training when the four brothers were together, and also there was like the Fist of the North Star can only have one successor, so the other three have to be dealt with some way, or there's some process to decide, and they don't go into how that would happen at all. So it's like the prequel probably covers all that stuff. Yeah, that show was good. I'm like 35 episodes in, I think.
All right.
Yeah, yeah. Then, for not anime stuff, I finished Tokyo Mirage Sessions,
Oh,
which
nice.
is, yeah, it's pretty good.
How was the ending?
Um, it was okay.
I, I,
Uh,
I know a lot of people didn't really like it that I had talked to when it first came out, so.
yeah, yeah. The ending is like, I think that like 2/3 of the way through, when you find out what the like end goal is, it's kind of dumb because it's like a person trying to destroy the world just for the sake of destroying it, and that's really boring. And then, when you, it's like it just kind of takes too long to get there, and not much happens, and the villains aren't all that interesting. So it's like an okay ending, but it's nothing special.
How would you
Oh,
compare it to Blue Reflection?
Blue Reflection is a lot better than this
Alright,
game
good
was.
to know. I'll play
Yeah.
that first.
Hmm?
I said I'll play that first.
Oh yeah, yeah. Definitely play Blue Reflection first. Tokyo Sessions was still like fun to play. Like the combat is fun to do. Although I'll say that after a while it takes too long because the combat you like every time you do an attack that targets an enemy's weakness, it combos all of your other characters also attacking. And even though each attack is only like a second or two, doing that for every single battle, the time just adds up. I started like I would get in a battle and start a combo attack and then like check my phone for like Twitter.
Can you not
So
turn off attack animation?
not that I saw.
Oh, yeah, that's pretty bad for a turn-based. Usually they let you. Like, even Pokemon lets you.
Yeah. It's like yeah, they're all really quick individually, but it just adds up. Yeah. I think I just took me about like 60 hours to beat that game. So yeah, it's pretty good. And then also I started playing Bayonetta, which is basically anime.
Yeah.
The game's wild.
Yeah.
I only played the first like 2 chapters, but it's cool.
Yeah, I'm about 3 chapters into that myself.
Yeah.
It's definitely a Hideki Kamiya game.
Yeah, definitely.
Pretty sure that's his name.
Yeah, Kamiya. Hideki Kamiya.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's the guy that yells at people on Twitter all the time.
Yeah,
yeah.
And talks about how much he loves glasses on women.
Yeah.
God.
He's an interesting person.
Yeah, he's very open about what he likes, though, which is kind of respectable in itself.
Yeah.
Like, he's not trying to justify it, like, well, it's not, you know, like, no, this is empowerment for women. He's like, I just wanted to give her glasses because I like glasses on women. It's like, which is kind of refreshing because so many people try to make excuses for it, and he's just like, I'm making a game about a character I want to bag.
Yeah.
I want to make my game for me, and it's like, alright. That's more respectable.
Yeah. But yeah, that's kind of all there's been for me this week. Yeah. We going to book club? Does you have anything else?
Sleeping with a body pillow is fucking weird.
Yeah.
It's a weird experience, I tell you what.
I know, it sounds comfy to me.
It is pretty comfy, but then you wake up and it's like, it was dark when you got into bed, so it like ended up upside down and you didn't realize, so you're just laying there with your head on like the feet, and you're like, if someone walked in right now, this would be even worse than usual. God.
Whoops. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah. Wanna start with Alderman or Pleiades this week?
I'll leave it up to you because I think I chose last week.
Okay. Well, we'll just start with Alderman because that comes first in my notes.
Alright.
Alright.
I think we both just watch Alderman first because we have to pay more attention, and then play at it, so we just kind of like chill out before the podcast watching.
Yeah. Pretty much.
Yeah.
So yeah. I actually don't have very many notes on this episode because like
my number one note, this episode sucked.
Oh yeah. It was kind of interesting to see that history between Ikta and Yatori, but also I thought this was going to be like maybe half the episode.
Yeah, little Ikta who's not depressed. I thought it would go more into the actual betrayal of like Bada Sankrai or whatever.
Yeah.
Though I do think it's interesting to note. I remember, I think the princess saying at one point that Sankrai betrayed them because the king of the other country gave him his wife because he would do it. Like, he's like, if you betray me, you can have this concubine or whatever, but clearly she was already with him beforehand.
Yeah.
Or did I misunderstand what was going on in that early episode? I kind of want to go back and check because I'm not clear on that now.
Yeah. I mean, it could be that the Empire's like making up lies about Bada Sankrai.
Yeah.
Just to try and discredit him, so...
Yeah, or if
it could be that that's what... Yeah.
Yeah. I was gonna say, or if it is true that, like, she had been given to him so, like, way ahead of time and he was, like, waiting on the time for the betrayal or something. Or
Mm-hmm.
who knows, maybe she did originally come from that country, but it's like it wasn't because of that. But of course,
Mm-hmm.
like rumors start going later on that that's why.
Yeah, that like it's actually not as notorious as the Empire would make it sound. Yeah.
Yeah. But
So yeah.
it's bad caretakers. What the fuck? They're like, normally we have
Yeah.
soldiers with us, so why don't you? It's like, yeah, fuck it. They're like, we both forgot our equipment. Let's go back. You kids will be fine in the middle of the woods alone. It's like,
Yeah.
take the kids back with you. God damn, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Like,
Ugh.
look, this whole episode didn't need to happen. Like, it was so stupid from the get go. It's like, the wolves were way too smart. Like, I know wolves are smart, but it's like, they're going
Yeah,
for the
they
weak points in the housing. Like, how can they tell which points are the weak points in a house?
yeah,
Wolves have that
these
knowledge?
wolves
They're like
these
hopping off each other's backs to get onto roofs. It's like,
mm, yeah, these wolves were not very wolf like.
they were way too smart.
Yeah. Uh, I did like I don't know what it was good music during the finale of the wolf fight when
Mm.
they were outside facing off the last two. There was some good music going on then, I
Yeah,
thought.
yeah, this show's had a pretty decent soundtrack, I think.
Yeah, it's been pretty good.
Um,
Mm,
I did
I
like
figured
this. Oh, sorry,
yeah?
go.
I was gonna say I figured the wolf at the end with the scar over its eye now. I figure that's gonna probably reappear. They're gonna get lost in the forest in the present day, and then that wolf is gonna show up and like save them or something, right? Like
God, I hope it doesn't. I'd be so
God,
pissed.
I don't know. It
So
seems like
cheesy.
I don't know, it's showing that wolf with the scar over its eye. It seems like they're setting it up. I would be surprised if they didn't. I don't know.
Unless if maybe like Ikta loses a fucking eye or something, and that's what it's hinting
Oh
at.
yeah. Oh
Um,
yeah.
I kind of like the scene at the beginning where she's practicing and she's talking about like becoming a blade, and her
Hmm.
thing's like, "Do you see me just as a flame?" It's like we actually got some interaction from their spirits, so it's really awkward, but we at least saw a bit more.
Yeah.
And it's like, "No, you're my partner." It's like, I guess they're partners. I don't.
Yeah. It's like I don't know what her little spirit thing does for her, but I guess she keeps on her boat all the
Apparently,
time.
it's a
So
flame. But yeah, they
yeah.
don't. They need to add, I think, more depth to those spirits before this scene because it just made it feel awkward.
Yeah.
Like it's like so tender. Like, I don't see you just as a flame. It's like, and you're not just a blade. But it's like that would be touching if I knew these characters had like a deep connection. But you haven't shown it at
Hmm.
all. Like,
Yeah. They've just done nothing with those spirits so far.
yeah,
It's a bummer. 'Cause it's
it.
like something really unique about this show is those spirits, and they just haven't done anything.
Now they're just trying to do stuff with them as like emotional support stuff, but without any build up to
Yeah.
them having that, so it's really awkward. Also, I fucking hate her practice routine. She's literally a Chunibyo who just imagines people attacking her in the forest and
Yeah.
then pretends to kill them. Like,
Yeah.
she's not even fighting people to practice, she's just imagining people she's fighting, so of course she's gonna win every time. Like,
Yeah.
god fucking damn, this Sasuke level training shit.
Yeah. It was silly.
Yeah, it was. That was. This episode was a mess. Honestly, this has been the low point of the series for me already. I
Yeah.
don't think it can get worse, and I really hope it doesn't. I hope this is just like the one disappointing episode
Hmm.
that you occasionally have. Like this is the beach episode. Although
Hmm.
they technically did have a beach episode earlier on
Yeah.
when they got stranded, but
Oh yeah. Maybe this was like a filler episode that they just had to put something in. So they're like, I don't know, here's a flashback or
maybe.
something, you know? Yeah.
Actually, I'm
Yeah.
looking at this here. So this adapts the first three novels of the light novel series, but it
Hmm.
uses content from the seventh novel in this episode, in the fifth. So
Oh.
this is stuff that we wouldn't actually see till way later. So I mean, as I was
Huh.
saying with the spear, it didn't feel right, right?
Yeah.
And it says utilizes content from. I think it was played up a bit. I don't think it was as faithful as the rest of the series. So yeah, you're probably right. This is probably more filler just to give some more backstory, but like
Hmm.
probably they still didn't have a fully complete backstory, so they
Hmm.
just like gave up. Because I think these are still ongoing, right? light novel. Yeah, the light novel is still
Um,
ongoing.
oh,
This is
huh.
actually a light novel I'd like to get translated and brought over. I think it would be cool.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe. Could be.
Uno Bokuto. Because there's at least 7 volumes, we know that.
Mm-hmm.
They've only they've only done one other series besides this,
Huh.
which is a 3-volume novel from 2010. Which was so this is like only their second series,
Hmm.
and it's like it's good for that. Like let's be
Yeah, it
real.
is.
Yeah, that's a series. This is a series I think I'd really enjoy the novels, possibly even more so than the anime.
Mm-hmm. Hmm. So if this only does the first three, and there's at least seven, and probably more than that, then I wonder if they would be making a sequel to the anime at some point.
Maybe,
I
but
don't
it's
know.
been so many years. It's only been like 2 years since this came out. I mean, Attack on
Yeah.
Titan was like 4, so maybe.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think this series did that well. Like it has really high ratings, but I don't remember anyone talking about it when it was coming out. So it
Yeah,
might not
that's
be
true.
popular enough. It seems more like a cult favorite, but
Yeah,
you never
probably.
know.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't know. That's all I've got for this episode. Just not much to say about it, really. So yeah.
Ikta wasn't a complete little shit in this episode. Like, he was a different kind of little shit.
Mm-hmm.
Also, I did like the fact that like we saw a bit more of like we did see a bit more of their upbringing. Like we saw the
Mm-hmm.
whole science thing as like scientists don't exist, but she's talking about like how to like judge like uh like artillery
Yeah. It's
stuff,
like
which is like that's all science. Like
yeah, it's like they have science. It's just not called science yet.
yeah, they have like a weird definition for what is science and what isn't, and that's really weird to me.
Yeah.
Also, what the fuck were they making to eat? Was it
It
pudding?
was it was ice cream.
Was it ice cream?
Yeah, that's how you make ice cream.
Oh, it didn't look like it, and cause it looked almost like gelatinous more,
Mm.
but also she was like when she started scarfing it down, because at first I thought it was ice cream, like, I'm gonna get the brain freeze, and then that trope didn't come. And it's like, I
Mm-hmm.
want seconds, I'm looking at it, I'm like, that looks more like a jello almost. What the fuck is that?
Mm.
Is it pudding? I'm
Ah.
probably wrong. Also, does ice cream have egg in it, or is that, would it have been gelato? Because they mention eggs being in it.
Mm. I don't know. It's been a lot. I did make ice cream from scratch once. It was a long time ago though, so I don't remember what was in it.
Yeah, it's probably either ice cream or gelato,
Yeah.
because they're both super similar.
Mm-hmm.
I can't wait to
Yeah.
find out how all of these new characters they've introduced get fucking killed off by Ikta's dad. Let's
Yeah.
fucking go.
Oh, jeez. I have a feeling we'll be hearing much about any of the other characters in this episode.
No. No, yeah, because they're not going to go back to the 7th volume, I don't think. I think
Yeah.
it's going to stick to 3rd. I'm curious where it's going to end because of that. If it's going to, like, possibly end once Ikta finishes his first major battle campaign and becomes, like, a big commander.
Mm-hmm.
Probably nothing past that would be my best guess.
Yeah. I don't know.
Well, like my guess is that characters were gonna die off isn't gonna happen now. Matthew isn't
Mm.
gonna get a moment to shine because that wouldn't happen till way later in the volumes probably.
Yeah. Uh, I I accidentally read one spoiler for the end of this, and it
Oh,
bums me out, but
oh
I
no.
won't spoil you on it. Yeah.
Oh no, does Red Haired Girl die?
I'm not gonna
At
not
the
gonna
end of
say anything about
volume
it.
3, despite being one of the main characters? That would be brutal actually, what the fuck?
Yeah, that would
I
be
could
weird.
see it though, because they'd be like, Ikta's the main character, we don't need women.
Yeah. Ugh.
And that's way too common a trope. I'm
Yeah.
looking at you, Taboo Tattoo. God.
Ugh. God, that show was awful.
Did you watch it?
I watched like 2 episodes.
Oh no, you have to get halfway through. You have to get to where
No.
his best
No.
friend runs straight into the fucking lion's mouth. It's the funniest shit unintentionally. It's
No way.
supposed to be tragic, but it's just fucking hilarious. It's like episode 5 or 6. It's like everyone's in this big battle. 2 episodes before, she's playing ping pong with him against like the main villains, and then they fucking like they all get out fine or whatever, but she's like, wait, I don't know if Yuji's safe, and runs back in, and everyone tries to save her, and like half the people die because of her, and she just gets fucking ate in it. It's like, everyone was safe, you stupid piece of shit. You killed everyone.
Oh, jeez.
It's so bad, I fucking love it. Oh. Seriously, watch at least the first half of Taboo Tattoo. Watch up until the best scene, then you can give up.
No, I'm good. I think I'm okay.
At
I have
least
too
watch.
many good things to watch.
Just watch Lance and Masks instead. Try to
No.
watch Lance and Masks and try to tell me
No.
what the fuck the plot is to that. Just, I dare you to try to tell me what the hell's going on in that disaster.
No.
I think
No,
it's like
I'm good.
11 light novels in one season or something.
Oh, jeez, that's way too much.
I
Oh.
know. I really want to read the light novels.
Oh no, that sounds like a mistake. Don't do it.
I want to see if they're actually good or not, though, because it might have just been the adaptation.
Yeah.
Though it does have a
Maybe.
good soundtrack, and the art direction is kind of cool. They do a lot of, like, color stuff similar to JoJo's, where it's, like, just vibrant, weird color palettes that, like, swap randomly in battle and don't really match. But, like, it makes it almost feel unearthly, and, yeah, it's cool,
Yeah.
but it sucks.
Huh. Yeah.
Why am I the one who watches all the bad shit, and you're just like, no, I'm gonna watch good shit and drop all this bad shit, and here I am, like, contemplating picking back up Chivalry of a Failed Knight while I'm cleaning.
Oh.
Because I'm like, I'm cleaning, I'm like, I don't have to pay attention, just throw that bad dub on, let's go. That opening's a jam, holy shit.
I thought you had already finished that, or gotten close to finishing it.
I was like 5 episodes in and dropped it.
Oh, okay.
Because I wasn't
For some reason,
cleaning
I
at
had to
the
watch
time.
more. Oh, yeah.
Next time I clean, I'm gonna throw it on in the background again.
Oh, no.
Oh, you might be thinking of Strike the Blood, because I was like 14 episodes into that when I dropped it.
Jeez.
Yeah. I don't love myself, apparently. I own the
Apparently.
Blu-ray to Comet Lucifer. Don't ask me why.
Oh, jeez.
The mech designs are cool, at least.
Yeah. So, yeah, should we move on to Pleiades?
Yeah, okay.
Pleiades? Yeah.
Let's move on.
Yeah. So I liked that this episode. I think last week we were talking about how the blonde girl hasn't really had anything yet,
Yeah.
and now she had a whole episode.
I like that
covered
they're
it.
starting to develop the other 3 girls a lot more. Like, it looks like
Yeah.
the next episode is going to be about the black-haired girl.
Yeah.
But yeah.
That'd be good.
She was a lot different from what I expected when they started going into her more. Like, she seemed like the cool, collected trope, but they're just like, I do like that they're playing on the tropes and like swapping them around. Where she's supposed to be the cool, sporty one, she's actually just like an anxiety-riddled
Yeah.
kid who like can't finish anything and is just like trying to pretend things aren't going to go awful, but can't actually believe it. It's like, oh my god, I feel for you so much,
Yeah. Oh.
my child.
Mm.
I also like the fact that they've like really shown and pointed out that all of these characters have really strong ties to like stars in space. Because we only really saw it with Subaru at first, but we're starting to see it a lot more with the others.
Yeah.
It's quite possible that each of their own person, because they're all from different timelines or like universes. Maybe each of them were at one point the single member of the club, the astronomy club.
Yeah.
I also noticed. I remember saying that this show seemed kind of like an excuse for Gainax to explore 3D animation and just show off what they can do with it. And there was this scene where they suddenly skipped to the training for like just one scene in this, which felt like that whole scene was just there for them to like test out camera angles and show that off. And it was a nice looking scene. I think they made pretty good use of the 3D. It felt out of place in the episode, but it was one of those things where it's like clearly just them fucking around to see how good they could do stuff in CG, and they used some really cool dynamic cameras and stuff, which wasn't used too much even in 3D CG until Land of the Lustrous. Like, you look at Berserk, they don't use dynamic cameras at all. It's awful. It's all super static framing as if it's like a 2D anime, but
Yeah.
yeah, they had that nice like training scene with all the like camera work, and it was like, okay, this actually looks pretty good. It looked a lot better than the CGI at the beginning. Like,
Yeah,
this
definitely.
was actually pretty decent CGI, I think.
Yeah, this episode gave me a couple of different weird theories. Like, for some reason, I had thought, like, what if the alien blob that they have is just like a decoy, and the purple-haired girl Nanako is she's the actual alien,
Oh god,
and then and that's why she's so weird and different from all the others.
love it.
Yeah.
I did love the scene at the end where she's like, what's her name's crying, and like they're all worried about her, and then the alien starts screaming, and they like throw it off, and immediately the purple hair just changes to like her own personality. I was like, you're crying, why? And she was like, I was gay in that moment. I was like, I ship these two. I ship these two. Just like the concern she had in her voice, and like she's this weird character that's always over the top and like clearly not as like in tune with people, and lets the fucking alien just talk to her all the time. But like in that moment, there was like the real concern, and just like the like, you're you're crying. Like, are you okay? Like, I don't understand. Like, what's wrong? And it was like, my.
Oh, yeah, that was very good. Yeah,
I want the purple-haired girl's backstory, which we won't get next episode, but we might get the one after.
yeah.
For the pacing,
I bet that'll be. Yeah. I bet I'll probably go through each of the girls at this point. Getting
yeah.
each an episode.
Yeah. The pacing would make sense to then have those three done at 6, and then them go into like the final 6 episodes being the main plot.
Yeah.
I think even though we haven't really seen so much of Aoi's backside, I think that would be spread out over the other episodes, because she's like the closest to Subaru, who's been kind of the mainish character. But I also think they would potentially still do the thing where Minato steals. It's Aoi, right? Yeah, Minato like steals Aoi, or like sends them back to their old dimension. Like what that other theory was, just based on that one scene with the purple and blue star or whatever. I think that could still happen, and that would be why she wouldn't have her shown yet until they start getting into that main plot more.
Yeah.
Also, I fucking love how the yellow-haired parents are like, she said she's going to the moon. She's never lied before. Let's play some music towards her.
Yeah.
Even though it's like
so weird.
They were sending music, they said, but like you can't do that with a telescope. Like, how are you sending music? Like, are you? There has to be more. Like, yeah, there's got to be like some kind of like radar or something. And at that point, it's like, can you really use the radar with just 2 people to send it? I don't know. I expect them to be just looking through the what's it called? The telescope to see them, but I guess they didn't. Oh yeah, they can't be seen. Right, there. The magic orbs, they can't be seen. I really loved the dream sequence. It was just really weird and kind of off kilter, but that kind of made it really great. It felt a lot like something of Evangelion or something, which it's Gainax, so expected. But like just the fucking eating the moon, although I don't know if it's actually the moon. It's like, it tastes good.
Yeah, the nice pancake moon.
Pancake moon.
Delicious.
Floating around on like a star in the syrup. And yeah, I just thought everything about her backstory and her story about like literally she was just, her parents are always busy, so she doesn't want to be in their way, and she like tried to help and then grew so anxious about it that like her anxiety just like crippled her and built through, like, as she continued to live, to the point where she can't finish anything because she's terrified they'll like either end in disappointment or she'll cry, and she doesn't want to show emotions because she's like
Mm-hmm.
worried about it affecting others and like her being in the way of other people. Like, she doesn't want to be the spotlight. She doesn't want to. If she cries, people are going to pay attention to her instead of the others, which is a complete contrast to what she seems like with the like sporty type thing. It's
Yeah.
like, oh, look at me doing flips and stuff, but it's also like, yeah, I'll do flips and stuff, but this is about you, not me.
Mm-hmm.
But now it's like, no, it is about you two. No one's gonna hate you for being more of a main character. And I think that actually plays a lot to her not actually having much of a role before this. Is you could interpret it as her trying to stay out of everyone else's way and not be like the main character, and trying not to like
Yeah.
trying to let everyone else chase their dreams instead, which
Yeah, that's a good point. I hadn't thought of that, but that's good. Yeah. Mm. There was that moment near the end when they were capturing the fragment and they like split up
oh
after
yeah.
their thing fell apart, and then Minato showed up,
Mhm.
and they like when they made a new magic circle, Minato ended up being a third point in that.
Yeah, it's
It
like
made me think that's probably foreshadowing Minato ending up being an ally eventually, I'm
yeah.
guessing.
We did say earlier, Minato doesn't seem evil.
Mm-hmm.
I also love the fact that Minato is like, "Why are you always in my way?" Where it's like, she, she's literally the one who told you where the piece was. Like,
Yeah.
that's how you knew.
Yeah.
But it was also really weird that when the stars combined, Minato got flung away,
Mm-hmm.
despite like there being almost no reason for it. I almost feel like Minato might be giving up or throwing
Mm-hmm.
fights as well, possibly. Maybe there's going to be like the new plot of, I let you win a bunch of times on purpose so you'd get them all together and I could just steal them all at once.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'll help you collect almost all of them and then just come in. Or, again, if Aui's going to betray them, just like, yeah, I didn't have to fucking do anything because now
Yeah.
Aoi just took it. Because Aui's also been the one who's been, like, cutting Minato off and stuff. Like,
Mm-hmm.
Aoi jumped out of the formation to cut Minato off, and it, like, broke the, because they also
Oh yeah.
sent Subaru off, it broke their circle at the moment, so.
Yeah. We'll see.
Possibly, could be completely
Yeah.
wrong, but.
Also, I was thinking. I wonder if Minato collecting the fragments is related to that like weird greenhouse room that she and
Oh,
Subaru are always in.
maybe
If like,
that's the ship.
yeah, like it's their ship or something.
Yeah, or like maybe the Pleiadian, whatever the chief is actually like trying to
Mm-hmm.
steal the ship or something. I don't know.
Yeah. Oh. So, yeah. It's a nice episode overall. It was really good.
Yeah, I liked it. It's
Yeah.
charming. It's a really
Yeah.
charming show. It's
Yeah.
not as
It is.
much depth as some of the other magical girl shows out there, but it's still very good.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that's all I have for this week.
Yeah. Me too. That's all I've got.
All right,
So,
so
yeah. So yeah. And catch us next week here on twitch.tv/Sasam on Monday nights, usually. And if you don't see us then, you can catch us on YouTube and subscribe at shenanigans.moe and see all our episodes there. Then you can also follow us each on Twitter at SasonBots and at that lastly. And finally, you can come hang out in our Discord at shenanigans.moe/Discord. Yeah.
I really hope this bit buzzing is just my headset,
Yeah.
because it's like, you're understandable, but
Yeah.
apologies for the audio quality this week. We aren't sure what's happening.
Yeah.
It started like 5 minutes before we went, well, about 10 minutes before we went live. We were trying to fix it, but we couldn't figure it out, so.
Yeah. I've been having computer issues the past couple days, so I might just have to like reinstall Windows or something. I don't know.
Oh god, that's always the worst.
Yeah, yeah, it's gonna be a train wreck.
Let's hope it doesn't come to that.
Yeah, hopefully.
What a waste of
So,
anime time that would be. Anyways.
oh, anyway.
Thank you
See ya.
again for watching.
I'll see you next week.